Well, hey garden friends, it's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. Today we're dealing with this garden bed, and specifically we're dealing with something called a rust fungus. You guys, it's such a huge bummer, but I'm gonna be pulling everything out of this bed, which I just did. This is kind of an after shot. And I'm going to be refreshing this bed. I'm gonna be planting food, not flowers, for the fall season. And really, it's gonna be a really satisfying video of just pulling stuff out and replanting today. So let me show you what I was dealing with in this bed this morning and take you through some of that footage, and then I will show you how I'm remedying that, how I'm gonna pull stuff out, and then I'll show you the end result. All right, guys, well, this is the bed in question today, and let me kind of show you what's going on here. First of all, I have this frame up. This is a frame where you can put like a plastic cover on it, and I had planted this so early in the season, you guys, but here's what's happening. I have these gorgeous snapdragons, but look at the plants. So this is called a rust fungus, and it has completely taken over. This is my blue Purim, which has all pretty much gone to seed. So what I'm going to be doing is clipping some of these, and I'm just going to put them in a glass jar and try to save them. You can see over here there's some that are like a little further along. So I might just kind of go like this, honestly, in this bed, because I wouldn't mind having more blue Purim, you know, in this bed next year. So I might just kind of scatter seeds, but I'm going to clip some of these seed heads and just put them in a jar and try to save some of the seeds. But you guys, I don't think my snapdragons, I don't think I can save them. I mean, I've been treating them with a copper spray, but once they get this fungus, there's really not a lot. I've been doing some research. There's not a lot you can do. So like, look at the backs of the leaves. Look at that. It's just so bad. So a copper fungicide is what I've been using, but you can see down here it's really bad. I actually cut some of the plants out, and it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I've got some really beautiful snapdragons to harvest. I also have a little volunteer tomato coming up right here, and then I've got a little bit of this Persian cress, which I tried to let go to seed on the plant rather than clipping it. So again, I'm going to be saving some of this. But you guys, I think I'm going to be pulling all of this out today. Now on the front, I've got some zinnias. I've got my my little guys here, which I can't think of the name. And I've got my lysianthus. So obviously those are all going to stay in. But I think from the lysianthus back, I think I'm going to pull everything out, because I honestly don't think there's anything I can do about that fungus. And it just sucks. It sucks. Basically, it travels on wind. It also can stay in the soil, so I'm a little concerned. But I think I'm just going to pull everything out. I'm going to harvest the rest of the snapdragons that I can, pull everything out, and then I think I'm going to be planting some beets and some green beans in this bed. And here's my concern. My concern is if it travels by wind, then I've got this bed of snaps over here, and they look okay. I was looking closely at them. Now they also say if you see any evidence of it, that you're supposed to remove the leaves. So like I'm looking, yep, see, I'm starting to get this. So I think if I treat this bed of snapdragons, I'm gonna be able to leave it. I don't think it's very bad yet, but see, I'm still, as I'm sitting here, I'm still seeing more leaves that are starting to get it. But my fear is if I leave all this in here, it's gonna travel and it's gonna affect this bed. And I would like to have some snapdragons left in my garden. They're so, you know, they're so great for cut flowers. They're so pretty, but I'm scared that this stand of my snaps is going to also get this stupid fungus. Sorry, I'm so mad about it. Can you tell I'm mad about it? Now, I've read that airflow can help, so thinning out some of those branches underneath. And But I've also read that even though you can treat it, like when it gets this bad, there's really nothing you can do. It will take over the plant. And even if I'm doing cut flowers, I mean, I can strip the leaves, but I don't know. I feel like I don't want to be selling flowers that have like a fungus on them. That's not cool. So that's my plan. My plan is I think I'm going to take everything out up to the Lisianthus. I'm going to plant some fresh things and I'm not going to feel bad about it. It's going to be fine. But I think that's going to be my task today. And then I'm going to just try to harvest a little bit of what I can. So like some of this blue purum is still, I could still use that in an arrangement as some greenery, but again, it's all going to seed, and some of it is past its prime. It's already in seed. So, you know, sometimes it's okay. It's okay to have a fresh start in the garden. It's okay to be like, you know what? I think I'm over it. I think I'm over this. I don't want to fight this battle. I don't want it to affect these healthy plants over here. Now my stalk is looking great. I've got some more to harvest here. And then I do have the white Orlea, and I cut it back. This is it here. It's looking really yellowed. I cut it back thinking I might get another flush of blooms because it had also gone to seed, but I'm not loving it. I'm not loving the way that it looks. Again, I could try to get in there and pull it out, but it's kind of in a peculiar location because I've got these two arches on either side, so it's really hard to get back in there. But I might even go to the garden center today and see if I can find any more snapdragons. I don't think I have any more seed to sow any more seeds, or put something in there. So I might get after that again today, and pull this out if I can snake my way in there. And you can see it's kind of putting on another flush of blooms. I'm getting a few, but it might be time to take those out as well. So we'll see how much time and energy I have this morning to do that. So one bed that is looking amazing over here is this one. I've got my zinnias going here, and then the straw flower is just super tall and lovely. And so this bed is doing really, really good. And again, I haven't noticed any of that rust on anything here. I don't think. Now I'm over here, I'm wondering. See, I don't think that's not it. That's just a little bit of dry leaves. I have struggled with some aphids on these straw flowers a little bit, but look how gorgeous they are. They're so beautiful. I've really enjoyed drying them and growing the straw flower this year. But this bed over here in particular is, I think it's just done. So I went ahead and grabbed a little glass jar, and I'm just clipping off some of the seeds of the blue purum. Collecting seeds is something I've been working on the last couple years, and it's really a money saver in the garden. Next up, I'm going to try to harvest as many usable snapdragons as I can. So this is what I was able to harvest. There wasn't very much. A lot of them are bloomed out. I just tried to strip the leaves the best I could, but I can still see some of that rust on there, but I got a few. And finally, it was time to take after it. It was time to just pull all of this out of here. I looked back at some old videos, and I had planted these in the garden in early March when it was still really, really cold, and everything was just looking really tired. It was time to just pull it all out. Corey had some time to help me this morning, so he jumped in. We got rid of this framing for the little plastic greenhouse and set that aside. It's always nice to have Corey come help me with bigger projects like this in the garden. Then we grabbed a tomato cage and tried to carefully stake up this little volunteer tomato. I'm pretty sure it's a cherry tomato, and I'm excited to have it in the garden. Then
And I was able to snake my way into getting rid of this white Orlea. Again, it was just time to make some room, get some of these kind of sad looking plants out of here.
All right, that was really satisfying. Check this out. It is all cleared out, except for the one tomato that we staked up with some proper caging. This will give the Lysianthus a lot more room, and I might put some taller stakes on those. These zinnias, I wish I'd done this sooner because I would have given all of this more room, but that's okay. And then the gomphrena in the front is just in a cute little border. But yeah, look at that, all cleared out, all cleaned out. We're gonna get rid of all that diseased material. You can see the drip line there, and I have got so much room. And I decided, since Corey was helping me a little bit, to go ahead and take out the white Orlea. Sorry, my tripod is kind of in the way here, but all the white Orlea is gone. It was just time. It was time to get that out of there. So now I have lots of room for some new stuff. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some new plants and see where I'm gonna put everything. I've got, like I said, the beets and green beans. And then I was thinking about, just in this area, maybe just throwing down some zinnia seeds. It's a little late in the season, but I might be able to get some more zinnias in that bed. All right, so these are my beet plants, and these have been hanging out in the greenhouse. They are more of a fall crop. And so we'll see how they do in the summer heat. I don't know, I'm a little concerned. But they are struggling in their containers. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop them in. We'll see what happens. And then these are my beans. I have two types here, a Maribel and a Jade. It looks like the Maribel ones are nice and tall. These have just been under my grow lights. The Jade, I didn't get as good of a germination, but these are both like a bush bean. So I still have a little bit of room right here. I think that's where I'm gonna pop the beans and then do the beets there in the middle. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and get all these fresh seedlings in the ground in their new home.
There's a story behind these beets. My son had come home from elementary school one day and declared that he loved beets. We were all very confused until we realized they had done a tasting of some different produce, veggies, and fruits from a local farmer. So next time I was at the garden center, I did pick up a packet of beet seeds, which Tristan then helped me plant. And these are actually his seedlings that he planted. So it's gonna be really fun to have these in the garden so he can continue to watch them grow. And we'll harvest them and we'll see if he does still indeed love beets. I actually really like beets too. I think they're pretty delicious. But now I'm getting in there with my green beans. So for the last couple years, I've grown green beans this time of year, getting them in the ground. They're so easy to grow. They germinate so fast and they're delicious. They're just a really good harvest and something yummy for my family to eat.
All right, well, it doesn't look like much, but I was able to get all the beets planted. They all look a little crazy, the foliage. Again, we got that tomato staked, and then these are all the beans, and there's two different varieties here. I have kind of a blank spot, but what I did is I just dumped out the tray with the ones that didn't germinate yet. So maybe we'll have a little bit more germination, and I have a ton more seeds, so I could put a few more seeds in there if I don't get any germination. So definitely a big change in this garden bed this morning. Definitely resetting, moving from flowers to food. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have something fresh here. I'm hoping these all do well. It's kind of trial by fire. I haven't really, oh no, I didn't break that one, did I? Oh no. I didn't really harden these off. Well, the beets are pretty much hardened off, but the green beans I haven't really hardened off. So hopefully they'll do okay. If not, I'll just direct sow some more, I guess. Well, I took a break and ran to the greenhouse and decided I'm going to plant some seeds in that one area that's still empty. And I found some of these. These are from Territorial. These are a Pro Cut series. And most of them are saying that they're taking 50 to 60 days for maturity. And I think I've got it. I think I've got that much time. So I'm going to go ahead and use up these older seeds and plant these in that area today. And then I have a few more of the, I just wanted to show you, these are the beans that I'm planting. I'm not familiar with this brand, but I just got them at my local supply store. So yeah, I'm excited to get a couple more of these pushed into the ground as well.
It was really fun to find some of these old packets of seeds of sunflowers and get them planted up today. I'm not sure how the germination rate will go since they are older packets, but it's better to use them up than to have them go to waste.
Well, it's been a couple days since we pulled everything out of this bed. You can see I have my umbrella here to shade some of these cooler temperature loving plants, but everything is bouncing back nicely. The beans are looking good, and I planted a few more seeds in the ground, and the beets are still a little wild looking, but I think that they're going to do well here. Now I'm sacrificing a little bit of sun for this tomato, but we did get it tied up nicely, so it'll be fine. And a lot more room for the lisianthus. This one's coming up as well. I'm not sure why I had so many purple lisianthus. I thought I got some white lisianthus, but it seems to be purple again. And then anyway, the zinnias are doing good. And then I'm still treating this area over here, but it's looking pretty healthy. At least I'm feeling a lot better about that, getting that disease out of here. So been harvesting on my stalk, and it keeps pushing more blooms, so that's been great too. And over here, I'm just trying to keep this nice and wet for those sunflower seeds that I planted. You can see my little dorky yard art. I know, I'm such a dork. I'm such a dork with the yard art, but anyway. And then lots of straw flowers. I harvested a bunch of these last night. Trying to keep on top of them. More zinnias over here. And then, yeah, everything over here is looking great. Now my newest elevated garden bed is doing good. I do have all zinnias in there, and they've been blooming, and I've been harvesting them. This basket's looking a little tired. This petunia is pretty worn out, but look at the plants in the back there. Those were some spider plants I had, and I put them in the early spring, and they're super happy there. Now they won't survive a frost, so I'll have to pull them out of there before, you know, a frost, but they're so pretty back there. So I can always replace these black petunias with something else. So again, put that on my to-do list. Another zinnia here. And then back in the little container here is I think it's a Calilophus or a Lophus. And I love the way the branches kind of point upwards rather than pointing down, but it still has like an ivy-like feel to it with these tendrils. I feel like it's just waving at you. It's like, hello, hello. Anyway, and again, some zinnias over here that are blooming. Thanks so much for hanging out in the yard with me today, guys. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you're dealing with something, some kind of fungus or issue in your garden beds, I hope this motivates you to just take care of it, get it out of there, plant something fresh, and thanks for hanging out with me in the garden today. Video, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? And if you need me, I'll be doing some gardening. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.